We're on Friday for Girls Who Print and Direct Mail and Recovery. Before we jump in, I'm going to take a little bit of an opportunity and tell you about me, who I am, why I'm here, and why I'm kind of qualified to talk about this. I've been in this industry for my entire adult career. Started with the Postal Service in 1984 and worked for the Postal Service for 18 years. So I've been out as long as I've been in, and brought my knowledge and experience that I gained from the Postal Service out into the private sector, into the printing and mailing world. And it's been a wonderful fit, and I've had the distinct pleasure in working at a variety of different companies to add to my repertoire in printing, digital printing, obviously direct mail, first-class transactional mail, managing mail for organizations that are mailing hundreds of millions of mail pieces annually, postal budgets of hundreds of millions of dollars as well. I started Strategic Postal Advisors just about a year ago, and it's been a phenomenal year for me, and I am just blessed that I have the opportunity with this consulting business to support customers that need training, need workflow advice in their mail operations, need to learn how to use direct mail better, how to save postage, and there's all manner of different pieces and parts to the mailing worlds. And I support people to make sure that they're maximizing their dollars in print as well as postage, and ultimately that the mail piece gets delivered that you're putting in the mail stream. So that's a little bit about me, and look forward to, if we're not connected on LinkedIn, I certainly hope that you all reach out and connect with me. So we're going to move on here. So if you have not heard, they did announce yesterday that the Postal Service has selected a new Postmaster General. They have been searching since last fall with the current Postmaster General, Megan Brennan, announcing her retirement. She was supposed to have left at the end of January, and they had not found an individual yet. And she committed to staying on until they did so. And then obviously we kind of know what's happened within the world and the industry, and that they've continued obviously looking for this individual. His name is Louis DeJoy. I have only read the press releases to know what information there is about him. And the first thing that I am pleased about personally is the fact that he's worked in logistics and has some experience in logistics and in transportation and moving mail, moving printed products. So he has a lot to learn. There's a whole lot that goes on in the Postal Services organization, how it's run, and more importantly, the laws that are in place that need to change. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later on. So we're going to move on here. The Postal Service has interestingly done an impact study for COVID-19 and how it's affecting their business. We certainly know that this has affected everyone on the planet just about, as well as businesses. But they did do some research, and their findings are not that like any of us are feeling, consumers are feeling increasingly isolated and distant from people. I can't tell you the joy that I have right now being able to see some faces and talk to people. Love my husband, love my dogs, but 24/7 for weeks at a time, they get old, don't they, ladies? 2/3 would send mail with families and friends, the most common recipients. The majority, 65%, want to support the U.S. Postal Service during this time and agree that receiving mail lifts their spirits. I know, and this is just because we're a postal family. My husband wants to know if the mail's arrived because, he goes out to that mailbox every day and gets the mail. Mail is extra special during this time of social distancing. Respondents feel that they can connect more through people with mail. And obviously Zoom and every other online video chat service out there is, to Deb's point about the bandwidth issues, they're getting tapped. And but it's a wonderful opportunity to connect with people, and it's amazing the resilience that has come out of this pandemic, and how people are doing things differently and being very ingenuitive. So direct mail and recovery. A mailbox moment is a terrible thing to waste. And this was part of Deb's advertising for today's presentation. And it's true. People love that mail moment. And those statistics that the Postal Service just surveyed confirm that. And we're all here to talk about ways that you can support your company and or your customers to enjoy that mail moment as well, and working with your customers so that they're able to produce mail and get something in those mailboxes. For those of you that may have signed up and received your own informed delivery service where you can look in your email and see what's coming in your mailbox, you may notice that there's not a lot of mail in the mailbox. Postal Service statistics are that mail volume is down close to 30%, with the largest majority being indirect mail. And this is an opportunity, and we certainly know that budgets are tight and cut, but this is the time that you want to reach out and be in touch with your customers and constituents. So in preparing for this presentation, I've done some research online, and there are a tremendous amount of—
Christine, I'm really sorry.
That's okay, Deb.
30% from when was a question from Erica Switzer.
Thank you, Erica. And since they went in lockdown early March.
Hang on one second. Erica, do you want, okay, that was enough? Okay, thanks. Go ahead.
My pleasure. So I'm not going to read this word for word, but this, and I believe, Deb, everyone's getting a copy of this presentation.
I'm glad you just said that, because that's what I've been asked. So if that's the truth, that would be great. And it would be great to just, let them read it later and give us the highlights. Thanks.
Absolutely. And I'm happy to share this information with you. This is just, don't stop marketing. If you have the budget or money, it's really important that you utilize and follow through with your plans to do that. You may have to tweak, adjust, pivot, realign your plan based upon the current circumstances, but that can happen in a marketing campaign at any time. Niche marketing and analysis, do deep dives, customer first, and this is what we're trying to communicate. It is all about staying in touch with your customers and your prospects, and direct mail is a premium way of doing that because everyone is home. Track. If you've got the capabilities of putting testing and tracking in, you can do tracking without specifically testing, but they do go hand in hand. Be in for the long haul. I mean, we all had plans up until early March of what our 2020 was going to be looking like. For me, I would have been coming home from Chicago this week. Would have been the last of 4 trips in the last 2 months I never took. But I'm looking forward to when we get back to whatever our existence is in the future and the ability to do it for the long haul. Americans value that mail moment, as I mentioned. Now, these statistics on the screen are pre-COVID, and I would venture to guess that they have spiked or changed, obviously, since people are home and picking up their mail. But everybody at pre-COVID, 86% pick up the mail at the first opportunity. 80% of consumers consider time with the mail well spent, up from 73% in 2017, and this data was from 2019. And millennials are more likely to shop at stores or purchase items from companies that advertise in the mail. A lot of companies are closed, but they've converted online and are online shopping. One of the fabulous statistics that has come out of this, if there is anything fabulous, the Postal Service's package volume is up 50% because people are buying online. We all know about Deb buying her toilet paper online. But people are shopping online, and it's, a porch delivery world at the moment. So keep that in mind. Millions and millions and millions of people are home waiting for that communication from the outside world. So share this information with your customers and your companies, that you need to put a campaign together and reach out to those customers and prospects as well as constituents. One of the data points that I wanted, or one of the slides I have to share, is from Philanthropy Times. As you can well imagine, the impact in the nonprofit world and fundraising, their needs didn't stop when this pandemic arrived. So the need is there for a lot of different opportunities, and direct mail is a great way to reach out to do that. Support your clients. We're going to talk a little bit now of some actionable things that you can do. Gain this information, share it with your customers, and support them in facilitating some of these programs that would enable them to get their message out there. So we'll go through these now. What is informed delivery? I mentioned that a short time ago, and it was launched by the Postal Service several years ago. I think they're 3 years into it now. And it's essentially, and you sign up for the service and you receive an email message every morning with an image of the mail that's going to be in your mailbox on that day. It's pretty phenomenal to see that information. They're scanning every mail piece, letter size, and a good majority of the flat size mail pieces. So they have those images, and they're sharing that in this informed delivery service, so you can see what you may want to run to the mailbox for and what you may not want to run to the mailbox for, or if it's empty. If you don't get a message, it's more likely no mail that day. Though there could be, flyers and things like that that they don't scan. But when you sign up for this service, business mailers that are mailing to you can now integrate with this service and create a campaign that enables you to click on an image, and you'll see the example on the screen here. I'm going to go to the next slide. You'll notice the image on the screen is in color. If it's not an integrated informed delivery campaign, you're normally going to only see black and white images like the one below the color one. You can kind of see the image of a little postcard there. So the campaign merges physical and digital channels. So you sent a mailing. Let's say you're a pizza delivery company and you're sending out your menus, and you're addressing it to your loyal customers. And you can upload an image into the Postal Service's informed delivery integrated portal, replace the black and white image with a color image that is linked to taking that customer to a website for an experience, whether it's a special offer, a coupon. Some offer an engagement and tangible call to action, that you're now engaging your customers from a physical mail piece into a digital world. And this is the mantra that has been in the printing and mailing and marketing world for the last decade, is that integration of physical and digital. And informed delivery is a great way to do that. What's best about this is the Postal Service is not charging for the service at this point in time. So take advantage of the free service. And there's a dashboard that you get all of the analytics of the campaign to be able to measure and see the success of it. So it's really, really exciting. So this is some more information. You can see on the left side, no interactive campaign. It just shows an image of what's going to be in my mailbox. On the right side, that color image has a targeted URL. When I click on that, it's going to take me to a personalized page, and I'm going to get 25% off of whatever I'm going to buy there. So that's an example of what a person would see with this type of a campaign. This is really, really exciting. Since the launch of informed delivery.
Christine, I'm really sorry to
No,
interject.
don't have to apologize, Deb. That's
Can
fine.
you go back to slide 12, because I think this is really important, that essentially a printer can become a digital marketing service provider through this, in a
Perfect.
very loose way of looking at it, to be able to offer an online delivery of information as well. I mean, it's based on the mail piece, but you still can send them to a website or to something else. So that is essentially what a Google ad does, that follows you around, except this is something that people are actually interested in, and we're getting some comments on that. I do also have a question from Trish Wachowski, so as long
Sure.
as I've got an open mic, I'm going to ask it. She said she's done some research, and she wants to understand how the color campaigns, how do these color campaigns and the informed delivery, I guess, how do you get them in there? It seems so complicated to do. Who does the campaigns for the marketers? It says the printers, and who executes making sure that this all gets put together? I'm not sure if that was your actual question, Trish, but if you want to unmute yourself and clarify anything, I'd welcome that.
Can she unmute herself?
No, it's me. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, hi.
Hi there.
Great info so far. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask about these color campaigns. They seem so useful, but I'm not seeing, I get informed delivery emails and I'm not seeing a lot of color in them. I'm seeing an ad randomly once in a while. It certainly seems like a powerful tool. However, I've been doing some research on this and going through all the informed delivery, resources on the USPS site. And it's kind of like, here are 10 PDFs to read about this. And, go here, go there, go to this site for this. It seems incredibly complicated. And I guess my question is, and yet it seems simple, looking at it and explaining it. So it's kind of,
Sure.
who is doing this? And I don't mean from a client perspective, like a brand advertiser. What I'm saying is, how are people getting this done? And is it the printer that's taking on this task? Like, who is executing the kind of technical side of helping people with the informed delivery color campaigns and ads? Because it just doesn't seem like something that an average marketer could just say, oh, I've got a product, I want to do this thing, and I'm just going to click through and make it happen. It seems like something that would need some level of assistance. So anyway, that's my question.
Thanks, Trish. And then we
Sure.
actually have a couple more, Christine, just
Good.
so you.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll mute myself
Excellent.
again.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Mute.
Thank you. And an excellent question, Trish. And I think it's a combination. I think for the printing companies that have support services from the mailing side and people that are engaged in the business customer gateway, where you're going to facilitate an integrated informed delivery campaign. This is a perfect opportunity for the printing and mailing service providers to designate an individual to learn this. It does seem complicated. I was actually in preparation of this going through the user's guide that I downloaded, and I'm happy to share that user's guide with anybody that wants it. Only 24 pages, but there's a lot of graphics in there, like point here, click there. So it's I haven't done one myself. I will tell you that right up front. But I have talked to people that have done them.
Right.
And you're uploading a URL, you're uploading a color image, and there's a testing protocol to go through to make sure that it gets uploaded and exchanged. And more importantly, I can't say enough about the U.S. Postal Service and the support mechanism through the Postal One help desk that they have to support anyone that needs help doing these campaigns. They want people doing these
Right.
campaigns.
I mean, also, I'm not trying to plug anybody's product here, but Erica Switzer is on this call. She is from Direct Mail 2.0. Literally, this is her business. She
Yes,
can talk you
yes.
through this, everything you need to know, and and help. So, my Erica, if you can maybe put your email or your something in the chat box, and this is not a plug for her services, and she's not going to go after you to sell them, but I'm sure she'd be more than happy to help people. General question out there from Ronnie Wright. She'd like to know what percentage of people have informed delivery. It's ridiculously high, right?
Okay, well, that's a nice segue, Ronnie. I'm just going to skip to the data here.
Okay. And then the other thing is how does the end user, the person getting the mail, say it? It's literally an email. You get it. If Ronnie, if you signed up for informed delivery, it's just literally an email with images of what's coming in your mailbox that was scanned. And some of them are color, most of them are black and white. To Trisha's point. Go ahead, Christine. Sorry about that. I'm going to mute myself again. We're up to date with questions. And thanks, Erica, for posting your information there.
I'm trying to show my phone with my informed delivery, but my thing's not showing
We
it.
can't see it because the green screen. Just
Yes, yes,
it's
yes.
okay. Ronnie will sign up and she'll see it, or I can forward you an email, one of mine, Ron.
Good. So response rates, here's the data Ronnie had asked for. So this data is as of March 17th, so it's about 6 weeks old. 23,670,309 individual users of the informed delivery service. So this is where it is so powerful for your customers to utilize a campaign like this, because of the volume of people that you're getting in front of with your product, your service, whatever it is that you're sending and engaging. And, the response rates to campaigns that are integrated, physical and digital, always have a higher response rate and higher return on investment. So 19,000 households, 19 million households, 18 million emailed enabled users. So there is the capability with informed delivery that you can log into a web portal for the Postal Service and a dashboard to see your mail. It does not have to be from a mobile device. So there's the difference in users versus email enabled users. But the Postal Service has 18,436,289 valid email addresses that they email to actually 6 days a week, sometimes 7 if you have packages coming. That is a lot of emails. That is an incredible access to that type of information for marketing, and a great way to utilize that. So I just want to go back.
I just want to for everybody's asking specifics of how the informed delivery works. I'm thinking that it's better if we address that directly with Christine or directly with Erica, because we could literally have an entire meeting on that, which maybe we will. Maybe
I
we'll
was just going to
back
say
on
it's a
it.
perfect opportunity to have
Maybe
it.
we'll circle back on it.
Great idea.
But I just I don't want to be rude to the people asking questions, but they're literally how the points of how the program works, and I'd rather keep this moving in a big picture sense. So my apologies. Go ahead.
No worries, and thank you. I appreciate the interest because it really is exciting and a great opportunity for you guys to support your clients and prospects. So 73% response rates from the emails that the Postal Service sends with this information. those are just, I mean, response rates that nobody in the marketing world gets with, you know, any other channel. So jump on the bandwagon. So we just talked about this data. So this is just high level of access to the valuable campaign data, and my apologies, the density and email statistics, the email open rates, the click-through rates. This is all information that you get from your informed delivery campaign on the dashboard where you're building the campaign, so that you can see that.
Which turns you into a digital marketer, which is
Yes.
what I'm going to keep harping on here, because here is a built-in system for you, built-in tracking, built-in information that you can literally provide return on investment to a client and justify their direct mail spend, and also be able to say we can deliver on more channels than just your mailbox. So it's really important, and we will follow up with how to get it done now that we see how much of an interest there is here.
Excellent. Thank you, Deb. So creating the interactive campaigns, as I mentioned, this is facilitated through the Postal Service's Business Customer Gateway. If you have not registered for your own account or your company's account, for your to be able to do that, you can register and gain access to the portal where you're going to create those campaigns. Very important here, pre-campaign planning, and I keep thinking I'm just touching my slide and I keep advancing. It doesn't preclude you from doing the traditional marketing of planning your campaign. You know, why are you creating a mail piece? What is the offer that you're creating with this? Who are you targeting with this direct mail campaign? And, you know, do you have the call to action available for your campaign? Once you have your campaign statistics built, then you're going to facilitate that campaign by uploading that color image that corresponds to the black and white image that, you know, the Postal Service traditionally will show in informed delivery. And then post-campaign is where you're going to analyze your data, because I mentioned in the previous slide, you have all of the statistics available to you on how that worked. So here's an important point. Work with your mailers and or service providers inducting the mail. So this is where you on this call, if you're a service provider and have not learned and understand how this informed delivery campaign works, great opportunity. And Deb, I still love the idea of, you know, maybe doing a how-to webinar so we can walk through a campaign and show people how to build that. So we will definitely get to that very, very soon, because we're going into the next topic, which is about the Postal Service's promotions that they offer, even during the uncertainty that.
I just want to give you a time check. It's 22 the hour.
Thank you very much. So I only got 10 more, and a lot of the end is just filler stuff, so I don't have too much more content. So we'll give it a time for questions and dialogue. So mailing promotions offered by the U.S. Postal Service. They've been having these for the last, on and off for the last 5 years. It was 1 year in 2018 where we did not have any promotions, but the promotions are an incentive to utilize mail. And when you utilize mail in these promotions, you have to register for these promotions, and working with your service provider who's presenting the mail on your behalf can support you in registering. But there's a variety of different promotions based upon your business, what your offer is, what type of mail that you send, so that they've tried to encompass all types of mail. So the first example, not example, but actual promotion was the Earn Value Reply Mail, which is a very, very popular promotion. It is over from a registration standpoint. They're currently in the middle of the promotion, which ends on June 30th. And for those that have registered for this promotion, every piece of reply mail coming back to them, whether it's business reply or courtesy reply, is going to earn them postage credits. And it's going to vary in the amount. It can be as little as 2 cents or as much as 4 cents per envelope based upon volume and historical data from what previous years they may have been doing. So it's an important point now to plan to register for next year. If you've missed the opportunity for this year's Earned Value Reply Mail program, start planning now for next year. The next promotion, and these apply to first class category. The next one is the personalized color trans promo. The word trans promo has been around for a decade or more, and really never got the traction that the industry had hoped. But this is a great way to get into trans promo. And for those of you that may not be familiar with the term, it is when you have a first-class transactional document. It could be an invoice, statement, bill. It could be, a Medicare quarterly, pay. Those six envelopes that they send out with everything that went on in your medical life. It could be your monthly utility bill. It could be a bill from your bank. But there's white space available traditionally on most transactional documents. There can be a single page up to, 16 pages in an envelope. And with the white space and the capability, obviously now within the industry for color printing, inkjet printing, and transactional printing is migrating into that world with web color printing, inkjet or inline. When you put that color trans promo advertising message, you are going to earn 2% discount on your outbound postage. Phenomenal opportunity.
Yeah, let alone you can charge for the real estate on the printing and pay
Touche.
someone can actually pay for their printing by charging somebody to be on their printing.
Absolutely.
It's a gigantic opportunity, and you're right, it never really took off because it really targeted those transactional people, and then it got a little iffy on the data because how does American Express know I like Reebok sneakers? Because I've been buying it, and that now if I see an ad for Reebok sneakers, I might say, okay, they're being creepy with me. So they kind of, pulled away from it a little, but there's other opportunities there to put me into some sort of demographic and then use some sort of predictive brand modeling on what the types of brands or things that would be important to me.
100% agree. And thank you for that comment, Deb. And again, for the service providers or the users of first-class transactional mail, if you've not had the opportunity to register, you have the ability to register starting June 16th all the way to the end of the year. And it's certainly not too late to plan and implement one or more programs to participate in this. Again, all of these promotions are trying to incentivize more mail in the mail stream. The next category is, what do we got here? Marketing mail and first class mail. So the next promotion is emerging in advanced technologies. We all know the amazing technologies that have integrated into our printing and mailing world. And the Postal Service is incentivizing you now with, again, 2% postage savings by utilizing that technology with direct mail. So the promotion registration period started in January and is open till August 31st. The campaign launched March 1st. So you have time now to support yourselves and or your clients with emerging technology and advanced technology, QR codes, near field communications, great ability to speak one-on-one with your customers with this technology, video and print, whatever, you're only as limited as your imagination in doing something like this. So we
Um,
talked.
before you go on, I just want to make one point that um, when we come out of this is definitely when we get into this line of the promotions, we're talking about adding money to the mail spend, adding technology, perhaps even bringing on a technology partner or a third party service provider to help with it. But there are brands out there and there are businesses out there that were able to stay open, have been making money, and will be able to take advantage of this. And the thing to position it as is that they need to make up for lost time, because that's what they've lost over these past 3 months. They probably have lost some customer loyalty as well. And this is a way to just separate them from that big mail pile of everybody saying we're open, we're back, we're this, we're that, which is all important, but this is the next level up. And of course you get rewarded for it, especially that mobile shopping. My God, what an opportunity there. So I'm going to unchime in again, but please, I'm just trying to add some
You
contextual
always add
value.
wonderful color commentary, and it's always welcome.
Thank you.
So informed delivery we talked about. So now the Postal Service is incentivizing you, if that's a word, to use the informed delivery campaigns between September 1st and November 30th, and you will save 2% postage. Who doesn't want to save postage? And to your point, Trish, you know, how easy or difficult it is to actually register and facilitate a campaign. You could try it on a small scale. You don't have to do hundreds of thousands at once. You know, for sending marketing mail, you only need 200 pieces. And you could do it with an informed delivery campaign. So trial, test it, see if it works, and then roll it out to a larger constituent. The next two under specifically marketing mail, tactile, sensory, and interactive engagement. That's been going on since registration opened up last December. And the promotion started in February and will go through July 31st. And Deb's favorite is mobile shopping. Registration period starts on June 16th and goes through the end of the year. And in this particular campaign, they obviously require you to have a link to a mobile shopping experience as part of the requirements for the program. And the next two slides, which I'm not going to read, but everyone's going to get a copy of this.
Can I just have to go back and just say one word: Christmas.
Yes.
2 words: Amazon or online shopping. I mean, register, run, don't walk, get in on that mobile shopping thing. We have been mobile shopping for 3 months now.
Yes.
People are not going to go back.
Agreed. Great opportunity. So these subsequent slides have, you know, the specific details, and up at the top here has all the specific details and the URL to the Postal Service's website where you can get additional information. And to register for these, you do have to register in the Business Customer Gateway. All the requirements for participation in the mailing promotions is that you have to be presenting full service intelligent mail. And this is really where the service providers come in. If you're not currently sending full service intelligent mail, you need to be in order to gain these opportunities. And that's an area where I can support customers in getting them online and up to date with full services. Many benefits to full service mail. Every door direct mail. I know Deb is a huge proponent of this. And it is a wonderful service, specifically targeting local geographic areas or specific carrier routes where the mail piece does not have to be addressed with a name and an address. This is a great way to do mailings to neighborhoods. And more importantly, at this time, getting in touch with people with coupons and discounts and freebies and loyalty. There is an opportunity now, as we talked about earlier on in this presentation, that millions and millions of people are sitting home. Who doesn't want to get something actionable and tangible in their mailbox that they can provide business to a company?
More important, when everything starts reopening, this is the best bang for any businesses, restaurant, bar, bowling alley, movie theater, spa, children's clothing store, footwear store. I mean, I could go on and on and on about the concentric rings of crisis management.
Well,
Um,
right.
right? Everybody needs to know a store is open. First ring of carrier route. You shop the closest to you, most likely, and then bring it out and bring it out and bring it out from there. It's affordable. It's doable. It could be shared by multiple businesses, and I am literally presenting from my house, but around the world on this particular strategy for recovery, to use direct mail in this manner as an educational tool, not a marketing tool yet. Follow up with the marketing tool after you first get everybody back in the stores or shopping online or whatever needs to happen. Thank you.
Excellent. Good point, Deb. Thank you. Cooperative, collaborative, and sharing, just like Deb said. There are many companies out there that, do this as a traditional service, as part of being a printing and mailing company. If it's not something that you're currently offering, it could be easy enough done. I'm sorry, I went back here. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different companies sharing a 9x12 oversized postcard. They're sharing the postage and the printing costs and sending that every door direct mail to specific areas is a great way to get it in people's hands. So if you're not familiar with every door direct mail, again, this information is available on the Postal Service's website, or feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to help. Your checklist for recovery from mailers. Develop concept for mail piece and target audience. You don't stop doing the basics in marketing, regardless of this unbelievable time that we're in. You have to create your mail piece to meet the same requirements as we did pre-COVID-19. You get an address list or create your every door direct mail carrier route identification. But if you're going to use or get a mailing list, make sure that you're doing your due diligence and cleaning that list. Plan around any promotions that you can save money. I provided that calendar with all the promotions that you can. Great opportunity to call your customers and maybe have your own little webinar. If your customers aren't aware of these promotions, let's do a lunch and learn next Wednesday. Let's talk about the promotions and how we can help you register and facilitate one of those. You want to be in touch with your customers. Great opportunity. And again, utilize an informed delivery campaign with or without the promotion. Obviously, registering, utilizing it with the promotion, you're going to save 2%. Who doesn't like to save money? But utilizing that anyway, just again, gives you that ability, as Deb has said, to be a digital marketing service provider, and it can expand your service offerings in the future to diversify yourself. Back 15, 20 years ago, the printing industry had to reinvent themselves. And a lot of companies have done that in expanding into mailing services, expanding into marketing services. And this is no different in learning the digital capabilities of integrated campaigns that can support your business. So this was, I mentioned early on, this applies to all businesses. Regardless of the crisis around us, all companies must continue to communicate with their constituents, clients, prospects, and partners, and fundraise, sell, consult, print, and mail. Based upon decades of experience and evidence, direct mail remains one of the most effective ways to stay in touch and communicate. I'm not going to read the rest of it. I mentioned this is from Philanthropy Times. Direct mail is an incredibly effective way to stay in touch. And that is kind of my parting words. Here's some resources for you. I am offering to everyone in attendance, if it will support you in your endeavors or your customers, a complimentary 45-minute consultation with me. To book your session,
Wow, hold on. That's really cool, Christine. I didn't know you were doing that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
my pleasure. I've
That's
got
really cool of you.
I have time at the moment. Let's get it done before the time's no longer there. My goal.
Thank you.
But if we are not connected on LinkedIn, please send me an invite to connect. And if you would like to schedule some time, just send me an email with a couple of available dates and times, and we'll do this. I'm here to support and help anyone and everyone I can during this time. Thrilled to be here with Girls Who Print on Fierce Fabulous Friday. The last couple of slides are just about me, how to get in touch with me, and where I'm involved in the industry. And Deb, I forgot Girls Who Print logo here, and I will fix that, and I do apologize.
Well, thank you so much for your time and your expertise. There have been some interesting comments, and we'll open up for questions if everybody has someone. A point of clarification about the informed delivery opening stats was made as far as that the residents get tracked, but the businesses don't. Is that correct?
Thank you very much. And yes, currently it is for consumer only and not businesses, though the Postal Service expects and plan to roll it out for businesses. They're actually piloting it right now. So expect it to be available for businesses in the future.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
The other questions were really at previous were about how the informed delivery works. So I'm still going to keep those to the side. And like I said, 45 minutes, you can ask Christine all the questions you want, or Erica Switzer, I'm sure would be happy to help, and her company could also help you get on there. Just saying, oh, somebody's just very happy to be here and feels inspired by all of us. So being here. So thank you, Summer, and good luck to you. Does anyone have any questions? If you do, you feel free to unmute your mic. We can have a real discussion now if you'd like. Any thoughts on the opportunities with direct mail after this breaks out? You think that this is a real opportunity for your customers, for your clients? Anybody have any comments? Let's have a conversation. Go ahead, Haley.
Hi, Deb. So I do have a quick question. So Christine, I've noticed that some of the digital marketing agencies are really kind of poo-pooing the print and the mail and stuff like that. And, without kind of getting in a pissing match with them, what would your recommendations be in kind of combating some of that?
Very good question, Haley, and thank you for that. I was fortunate probably a decade ago to have gone through Six Sigma training. And one of the things that always sticks with me is you can't argue with data. If you get the statistics on how direct mail, and more importantly, the integrated direct mail with digital works, and you go to your client or these marketing agencies and say, can you beat this?
Right.
Hold them accountable. Or doing the A/B test. All right, I want to do it your way, but I want to try a segment my way as well. Challenge them.
Yeah, Haley, I actually was on a webinar the other day with Women in Media Group out of New York, and they were all the digital marketing agencies, and they are literally losing their mind. I didn't even realize how bad it was for them until you start thinking about the fact that they make off all their money just think about March Madness tanked them all in general. There's no movies coming out. There's no new TV shows. There's nothing filming now. They
No
are literally
sports.
no sports. That all of that money is gone and it is not coming back, as well as concerts. I mean, those are the people that spend all the money on the digital marketing. And what they said is I'm actually stealing like their words, and they apply right now to your question. They said that all decisions about marketing is going to rely back on the economics of the business and the economics of the business model. So in order to actually sell these programs or sell any type of marketing to anybody, you're going to pretty much at this point need to be more ingrained with their business goals and their marketing goals.
Right.
What are your business goals? Are they to get people obviously you need people to buy things, but how?
Right.
Or is it better for you? Is it better for them to be taking out food, or is it better for you to get them in the store? What are your business goals? And then apply programs that work that way. And they said literally, it's data for decisions. If you don't have the data, nobody will make a decision. But the most important point is that you can't use data from 2019. It is no longer applicable. You can't use
Absolutely.
any sort of year-over-year data. The digital marketers, as far as they are concerned, are now at event horizon. There is everything that ever happened before Corona, and shit, there is coffee spilling on me, but there's everything that happened after Corona, which includes potentially running your own direct mail campaign for your own business and then showing the results of that as, look, I did this last week and this is what I learned. Also, Carla Itzquich is, God, I probably just bastardized your name. My apologies.
You're getting it. It's pretty good.
She's doing a webinar next week, I believe, on translation. And this is the other opportunity. Why print it once when you could print it 3 times?
Yeah.
You know, especially when it comes to the where open stuff, especially when it comes to the safety information. Why is any printer with a file just letting someone else, or nobody, by the way, there might be people not being served by a certain language. And we all know that there are neighborhoods with areas with people in it, and there's grocery stores that cater to certain people, and markets and things like that. By the way, there's bars that can cater to certain people. There's a cop bar, there's a student bar, whatever it is. So all of these become opportunities, and direct mail can literally target all of these people in a giant collective group or segment in down to it. So data for decisions, what is the business model? And then if you can actually deliver the print plus this electronic component, maybe it's not as fancy as somebody who's a Google expert, but
Right.
it's enough that that reaching those 3,000 people on that carrier route is just it becomes more important than that electronic delivery. The ad that follows you around on Google, which is different than informed delivery. That's in your mailbox, and that's something people want to open because there's other things in it. So the other thing is that it's also simple for them to understand, as opposed to like, I don't know if you've ever spoken to some of those Google people, or an IT person in general. Some of them, don't necessarily know how to speak human, especially to someone in a crisis about opening their business. And the digital marketing campaigns tend to be more costly, although people don't see it. So there's really an opportunity more so for print to tack this on. The digital marketing people are never going to be talking about print. So you're actually offering more than they can.
Right. Christine, would you be able to share with us any data you have around, some of the, I know some of it was in your presentation, but some of that additional data around how merging the digital with the print creates that enhanced.
Oh, absolutely. I do have some data, Haley, and happy to share it with you. If you want to send me an email message, I can put some information and share it with you.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else want to unmute themselves and ask a question?
I just want to ask if I also
Go
have a
ahead,
comment.
Fatima.
Hi.
Oh, wait, Jean, we're going to go Fatima and then we'll go you.
Hi. I kind of stepped away for a little bit, so if this question was answered, my apologies. I had a question based on the past. Which industry used direct mail the most, like percentage-wise?
I don't have that statistic off the top of my head, Fatima, but I do know that obviously retail uses a very large amount of direct mail. If anyone in the group might know that answer, maybe Erica, you're doing a lot of that. I don't have that answer right off the top of my head, Fatima.
No problem. But retail is good. Thank you.
Good.
Jean, please.
I was going to just ask you if I can also get copies of that information, that data. And after listening to this, Christine, I'm all the way from Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh,
And-
welcome. Thank you. That's awesome.
We love
We've
Jean.
got a terrible mailing system in this country. It was great once upon a time, and it's kind of gone to the dogs. And we really are pushing our postal service to try and revive it because we're just losing so many opportunities. So it's listening to you, I'm probably the only one on this call that feels like slitting my wrists. I'm sorry, but just
No.
you know, these opportunity. But I'm quite taken by a few of the slides. We do have a postal service that do statements. I'd say probably that's the only thing that it's used for currently. So you know, I'm kind of going to pick your brain on a few things, but I'll do that offline. And
That's fine. Wonderful.
the things that you presented there. But yeah, I'd kind of love to pick your brain because obviously I'm part of the committee that's pitching to, let's call it the postal service. So, gosh.
Happy to supply you with as much information as you need, Jean. Invite me to Cape Town. Be happy to go.
Hey.
You could come anytime. One of you can come. Awesome.
I'm not sure if anyone else has any more questions, but Erica.
I actually have a question. Can
Okay,
I
good.
ask a question first?
Yes, I was just going to call upon you to, I know you can fill in some of these blanks. Christine, just so you know, whatever you agreed to send to that data, everybody wants it now. So it's just
Fine.
know
I'll
everyone's gonna get it.
include it when I send you the presentation to distribute.
Okay. Erica, you want to turn on your video so everyone can see you?
I can't because I have my laptop closed and my dual screen's
Okay,
up, so
no problem.
no
Go ahead.
video. But thank you, Christine, for a wonderful presentation today. I always love hearing you speak, and your data is so awesome. I wanted to just gauge your opinion. I know we went through the post office projections of being down 40% by the end of June, and obviously with the audience here, we want to do whatever we can to counteract that and be a part of the direct mail resurgence. Have you seen any specific industries that are more inclined right now to take advantage of direct mail that you could maybe share a few of them with the group? I think that would be pretty helpful because obviously we're not going after the travel industry right now. We're not going after Royal Caribbean to send out direct mail, you know.
Right.
We're not going after concerts and things like that. So a lot of these mail service providers need to pivot and go after a different audience. So what would be your recommendation there?
Interestingly enough, there's, I live in southern New Hampshire, about an hour north of Boston, and there's a company that's been advertising on television about their ability to utilize these smokers for disinfecting schools, homes, whatever. So anything associated with cleaning, there's so much that has come out of this situation, as I mentioned, with people just being so ingenuitive, thinking about those home cleaning companies, people that may make the products, people that may make, the face. I mean, we're going to be wearing face masks for a long time.
Let me chime in on this a little, if you don't mind.
Not at all, Deb.
I have kind of broken this down into categories of messaging. And and also it's really important. I come from an advertising background. I can tell you that the TV commercials set the tone for the marketing in the United States of America. And if you want to know where the brands are with messaging and where the world will follow, nobody yet has opened the gate to let's sell stuff. They're not there yet. They are hovering between kumbaya. We are all in this together. We are in this with you. So any sort of messaging like that that needs to get out to a community is a target for a direct mail campaign. There are now, what is emerging more are immediate needs, as Christine just mentioned. This season is changing. Landscaping is now becoming a thing, not because people need pretty lawns, but it's actually a health thing in some areas too, that grass or certain areas that overgrow welcome critters and other things that
Allergies.
that nobody needs around. So the other thing is very interesting to watch the TV commercials. Immediate needs. Everyone's washing their hands with sanitizer. You're starting to see more moisturizing commercials, more skincare, do-it-yourself projects. So like that goes back to your local hardware store, your local not like a chain like a CVS or a Walgreens, because they're covered. They're not going to talk to you, but maybe there is a family-owned pharmacy.
Right.
That's who you need. Those are the people who need to get, we've got your potentially have your hand sanitizer, but we certainly have your moisturizer. And here's your coupon, and we're open, and whatever that might be. So then there are the long-term needs, but we're not really into that yet. And you're seeing that more with like the car companies and other things that are now big enough and willing to defer payments. So for example, we know you're not buying a Toyota today because we're not a brand that's not sensitive, but back to the messaging, we're all in this together and we're with you. So because of that, when you are ready, we've got your car and information now. We will defer payments. We will make this affordable for you. We will work this all out. Again, those companies, Toyota's covered, but maybe the used car lot is not, or the local car dealer. So watch the brands, which is what I'm doing. And I'm literally presenting around the world. I'm watching the TV commercials, and then I'm applying it local to what is reachable. And it's doable for everybody out there. So
Great.
I hope
great
that
advice.
helps.
Yes, great advice, Deb. And I would just add one other thing. You know, I'm sure many of you on this call are parents. Many of you may have, children at home that you need to keep occupied. So what are the businesses in your community that tailor to children? Maybe it's a local children's museum that may have activities that you can do at home, but that you can reach them by direct mail to show them what to do, and going online. Anything, companies that sell swing sets. I got one near me that, people are buying swing sets. People are building swing sets.
Yeah. Aleka, did you have a question? Aleka, did you have a question?
Maybe not.
I think she did, but maybe she's having a problem with her microphone. Okay. Okay. Are there any other questions, comments? Anybody?
You were going to ask me a question. Did you forget what that was?
Sorry, Erica. No, I just wanted to know, you are sitting in Direct Mail Central from where you are, and I just wanted to know if there was any, comments that you wanted to add overall to the really to the direct mail opportunity that has never, in my mind, this is the biggest direct mail opportunity that has ever presented itself. I've mentioned this a few times that in my mailbox currently is only bills and statements. There's nobody spending any money on really direct mail marketing at the moment, and the brands are not going to come back. But the local thing is where where my the opportunity is now before we start getting into holidays. So Aleka's also back, but Erica, before we get to you, Aleka, did you have a question? Okay, hello? Okay, I'm sorry. For some reason, we can't hear you. So if you want to type in your question, we'll answer it. But Erica, if you just want to add anything to this conversation, it would be much appreciated.
Very
Yeah,
good.
thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. So what I just want to say is I agree with you, Deb. I do think that this is an amazing opportunity for direct mail for exposure, and especially we've been using the term digital fatigue right now because everybody is getting inundated digitally because we're all sitting in front of our devices because there's nowhere to go and nothing to do, right? So a lot of budgets have shifted onto the digital realm even more so than before. And of course, the mailboxes are empty, which provides so much more opportunity for an impactful exposure point. That's the whole thing, is being relevant to that person at that time with an impactful message that's going to get them to act, right? And although what we do is we track the data of digital integration with direct mail, like informed delivery and like Google ads and social media ads, but everything starts with the direct mail. The direct mail creates that reach, it creates that connection, right? And with volume being down and mailboxes being empty, every single business that does decide to take that leap and go ahead and send that piece of mail is getting so much more of a return on investment, so much higher. We're actually seeing increases on response rates with integrated campaigns of upwards of 8 to 11% increases overall, which is pretty huge when everything's downtrending, you know. And I did put a link into an article on direct mail and integration. If you guys are interested in that data, I put it into the chat. And if anybody would be interested, maybe in a few weeks, we can, you know, take a deeper dive into informed delivery and a deeper dive into the digital integration and maximizing the impact of omni-channel marketing. So if Deb, you're open to that and that's something that people want, I'm, you know, so open to be able to speak to everybody about it if you want.
Yeah, no, I don't want to share information with anybody. I don't want to share valuable information with anybody. Why would I want to do that?
I don't know what the schedule looks like going out. I know you have a lot of people, so.
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't have to be on Friday either.
Yeah, maybe what we'll do is we'll follow up with a joint informed delivery / direct mail 2.0 you know, opportunity in this follow up, so it's not too far out. You know, I don't want to wait too long because the opportunity is now to start planning these campaigns. I mean, there's no reason you can't sell a million every door direct mail programs and just wait till the business knows the date it's opening and plug that in, get it in the mail as soon as possible, which is the point. You want to be in that first wave of marketing. You don't want to be in the fifth wave. At the fifth wave, everyone's at work again. You know?
It's very true. I mean, we just to quickly say, we just did an analysis on a nonprofit campaign that went out at the end of March through the beginning of April, and they had a 47% increase on their overall fundraising during mail right now. Like, that's insane. And people think that nonprofits are, you know, going to suffer because of all the lack of events and they're pulling back on their marketing budgets right now. But if they mail, people are looking and people are willing to help because people are still working from home. They're still making a paycheck and they still want to help make a difference. You just have to let them know. You have to communicate to them, hey, we have this need, and you have to make that ask. So.
Okay, well, it's 20 after the hour. I just want to thank everybody so much for coming today. Next week, as I mentioned, is Carla. She's going to be talking about the opportunity for translation and, more important, transcreation, which is different than translation. It's definitely a gigantic opportunity for any print shop. As I said, why print it once when you could print it 3 times, you know? Thank you very much again. There will be a recording that I will share. Christine will put together her deck and add the data points that she promised, and definitely reach out to her. Connect with Christine on LinkedIn and take advantage of that 45-minute session. I think I might, just to pick your brain for my presentation as well. And like I said, I will follow up with a follow-up to this particular webinar, which will also include Erica, so we can cover more opportunities. So thank you everybody so much. I've been ending all of these webinars with and all of my programming with stay calm, stay home, and stay healthy. And I'll add empower long and prosper. Don't forget to visit girlswhoprint.net and join our LinkedIn group if you're not part of our community. Thank you so much, everybody.